Be kind to yourself by starting with others first. An old saying states, charity begins at home. A lot of people would agree that makes sense. While it's good to help strangers, extending charity should begin with your loved ones. If everyone helped those closest to them, many strangers needing assistance wouldn't be so needy. You can take a different approach to be kinder to yourself. Start by being kinder to strangers first. Being compassionate to others makes you feel good. There's almost a magical healing power that comes from extending kindness to people that are outside of your personal and social circles. Being kind to a sibling is honorable, but reaching out to an absolute stranger connects us all in a very important way. A human being is part of the whole, called by us, universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts, and feelings as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of consciousness. This delusion is kind of a prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. That mini speech on kindness comes to us from Albert Einstein. The physicist is regarded as one of the most intelligent people ever. What he says about being good to strangers reveals why it feels so rewarding to us. Helping others feels good because we're all in this thing called life together. We all enjoy a common experience. This is true regardless of where we live, our age, how much money we make, and other factors. Our lives are connected. They intersect in ways that are sometimes very innocent. You pay for your purchases at the grocery store, you pass others on the sidewalk, as you're entering a store, someone else is leaving it. Those are excellent opportunities to show a little compassion and kindness. Smile and say thank you to the clerk when you buy your groceries. Share a smile when someone makes eye contact with you on the sidewalk. Hold the door for someone leaving the store while you're entering it. These may not seem like big, important actions, but they really can be. Aside from helping someone a little during their busy day, your acknowledgement of them benefits you as well. The positive feelings you get when you share kindness with strangers help you embrace kindness yourself. You begin to see yourself as compassionate, which can lead you to taking better care of yourself. Kindness to yourself begins with kindness to others. The more you reach out to strangers with compassion, the more you'll find yourself going out of your way to improve your quality of life. Acknowledge your negative inner chatter for more self-kindness. It's almost comical sometimes how we'll help a friend when we need assistance first. It's just so much easier to be kind to others. One of the reasons is we don't have to have a conversation with ourselves. There's no need to identify how we've failed or need assistance. Sometimes a lack of self-compassion comes from ignoring our ceaseless inner chatter. I'm sure you know what we're talking about here. We all have that inner voice that never seems to stop. It's constantly having a silent conversation with our brain, and it's usually quite negative. While it's understandable to want to ignore such negativity, especially when it's being generated by us, acknowledging negative thoughts is important if you want to feel better about yourself. You can't change something unless you first acknowledge it. That critical inner voice that never seems to stop is what some psychologists and psychiatrists refer to as the monkey mind, having a one-way conversation. You understand the comparison if you've seen a troop of monkeys screeching back and forth. There doesn't seem to be any point in their vocalizing. It never stops. They can seemingly chitter and chatter forever. That's similar to the ongoing nature of your inner voice. It constantly warns you of potentially negative outcomes, memories of your past, and experiences you're currently dealing with. This can be difficult considering how many thoughts you have every day. Some neuroscientists believe we have as many as 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts daily. Many of these pop out of nowhere. We didn't consciously think about them. They're often repetitive and frequently negative in nature. This nagging inner voice seems to act against our better interests. Sometimes it communicates disturbing and dangerous thoughts. That doesn't mean those thoughts should be acted upon. The next time you have a negative thought, acknowledge it, then flip the script. You deserve kindness, so start reframing your negative thoughts. When a thought appears and it's negative in nature, recognize it, give it its day in the sun, then reverse it. That's called reframing a thought. You steal its power that way. Here's an example. I always find myself in bad relationships. I just attract the wrong type of people. Those are self-defeating thoughts. Everyone deserves healthy, fulfilling, and wonderful relationships, you included. When this thought hits your mind, recognize it. Say something like the following. There's that crazy thought again. It's not true. I can have beautiful relationships. I deserve people that help me live my best ever life, and I'm attracting them every day. That little dose of daily kindness really feels good. It affirms that your negative inner chatter has no power if you don't give it any. Your thoughts are just things that happen. They're just events, nothing more. They don't have any claim over you. Start acknowledging your negative thoughts, then turn them into something positive. Take away their power. This simple act of self-compassion can improve your outlook and your outcomes. It's also a great way to learn to forgive yourself for mistakes you've made in the past. Metta meditation helps you be kinder to yourself. Metta meditation, also called loving kindness meditation, fills you with compassion for yourself and others. It's based on the word metta, which means universal love in the Pali language. Meditating this way can give you a daily dose of kindness and doesn't require any particular props or accessories. It's a way of openly expressing to yourself that you deserve good things. Use this as a way to start every day with self-compassion. Here's what you need to do. Get seated comfortably. Lie down if you feel more comfortable that way. Don't waste a lot of time trying to get perfectly comfortable. You don't have to be in the traditional seated lotus position or achieve a physical stature. Just get comfortable. Limit your distractions. We should have mentioned this first, but you can step into a quieter room in a busy, noisy, and visually distracting environment. Calm your mind and clear your thoughts. Turn off the lights and eliminate any unnecessary sound if possible. Close your eyes and say the following statements out loud or silently. May I be happy? May I be safe? May I be healthy? May I live with ease? Repeat those statements. Don't rush yourself. Just go through them and really feel their intent. How many times you repeat them is up to you. Develop your own rhythm, and you will reach a point where you feel your meditation session is complete. Open your eyes. Please take a few deep breaths and release them. Stand up slowly and get back into your normal routine. Wishing yourself happiness is an act of self-kindness. What nicer reality can you wish upon someone than for them to be happy? You're being kind to yourself when you ask for happiness, safety, health, and ease of living. This is an extension of compassion to yourself that you deserve. Do it regularly and you'll notice that you look at your life differently. You may start to notice many positive people, experiences, and outcomes where you didn't previously. This is because your thoughts create your reality. When those thoughts benefit you, that's the reality you begin to experience. Being kind to yourself is easy. You consciously take a few minutes during your day to meditate on these kinds of thoughts. Use them when stress, frustration, and other negative feelings enter your life. These simple yet powerful statements help you be more compassionate to yourself. 3 powerful self-compassion practices for a better life. In our modern society, which is sometimes oriented to taking care of ourselves first and foremost, we could all use more self-compassion. On the surface, we may seem to be acting in our best interests, but we aren't being as kind to ourselves as we could regularly. Here are 3 simple, empowering ways to improve your mental wellness by being kinder to the most important person in your life, you. 1. Join a group or start a group. Become a part of a community. Start a community of your own. Human beings can create positive experiences for themselves by producing certain chemicals when they socialize. Socializing leads to the production of chemicals that boost feelings of happiness and joy while reducing stress and anxiety. This is a simple way to be kind to yourself that's a lot of fun. It's enjoyable. Think of a hobby you have or would like to take up. Join a group that's full of like-minded individuals. There are plenty of groups online, but if you can connect personally in the physical world, you'll get more benefits. 2. Clean up the clutter. Are you the type of person who doesn't mind leaving a few things around where they don't belong? That's normal for a lot of us. Guess what? You might unconsciously influence negative emotions and thoughts with your messy behaviors, even if they don't seem to bother you. This is because the human brain prefers order. It likes standard operating procedures, systems, methods, discipline, and organization. So whether you realize it or not, a messy, disorganized environment can create a lot of mental and emotional static. One easy way to be kinder to yourself is to clean up the clutter. Clean, organize, and give order to your home and your work environments. When was the last time you cleaned out your car? Making your most regularly visited environments clean and orderly gives you a sense of peace and calm at a very deep level. This is self-kindness at its core. 3. Embrace being human. People make mistakes. All of us do. We fall and we fail. We do things that we later question. We are imperfect on our best days. Start tolerating your mistakes. Learn whatever you can so you don't make them in the future, but don't beat yourself up about them. We all make mistakes and have negative thoughts and emotions. That's part of being human. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel bad at times. Then remember an experience that made you feel upbeat. Look for ways to be kinder to yourself. Be more conscious that opportunities for self-compassion are everywhere. You deserve the best possible life, which can start with being kinder to yourself every day. 150 minutes is the weekly magic number for self-kindness. You are exposed to hundreds of messages every day. These appear on your phone and the many digital monitors and displays you encounter. They happen at home, at work, and at play. Much of our environment is electronically powered, constantly producing visual and audible messages. Depending on the source you consult, it's believed that you could be subjected to thousands of pieces of sensory data each day. Your hearing, sight, and even your senses of smell, taste, and touch are constantly assaulted. This is information your brain has to try to deal with. Most of your cognitive power is devoted to subconscious activities. This is good because it keeps your lungs breathing and your heart beating without thinking about those processes. Unfortunately, it means that the constant attack of sensory input you must deal with is tough to handle mentally. Chemically, this leads to a lot of stress. When constant sensory input doesn't give your brain much time to rest and relax, cortisol and other stress-related chemicals are triggered. Stress is both a symptom and a cause of chronic disease, and many of the most common causes of death worldwide. We mentioned how stressful your daily experience might be to drive home the fact that you could benefit from being kinder to yourself. There's a very simple way to do exactly that. Get 150 minutes of moderately intense to very intense physical activity every week. That's all you must do to experience less stress and more peace. Even if you have a pretty stressless existence, you'll probably admit that you would enjoy less stress and more calm. Who wouldn't? The way to do that is to spread 150 minutes of physical activity across your weekly routine. You don't have to spend those 2.5 hours getting physical all at once. Choose 5 days a week to enjoy a half hour of exercise, or sprinkle 10 short 15-minute sessions into your life. This causes the reduction of cortisol and the production of feel-good hormones and chemicals. You stress less and start feeling happier. The process is automatic. It works for young and old, women and men, and people from all walks of life worldwide. It's a natural happiness-boosting process. Get physical if you want to be kinder to yourself and experience more positive thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Enjoy at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity weekly, and you'll see yourself smiling more and frowning less.